Yo, 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 we're back, and this is Mikeratto, and welcome to a new episode of our heel versus face, where today we're going to talk about Dean Ambrose, WWE main roster, heel versus face turns. So, here we go. As part of the Shield, while they debut as heels in 2012 when they interrupted the WWE Championship match, which they attacked Ryback and they actually feuded with Ryback for the first few months of their career, while Ryback was joined later by Team Hell No. And then yeah, they keep on interrupting on his opportunities for the WWE Championship. And then yeah, they also attacked The Rock during a segment on Raw and also at the Royal Rumble, thus restarting the match and costing CM Punk the championship. Well, after that, they feuded with other guys in the main roster, thus debuting on WrestleMania 29 when the trio debuted there. They made their mark by defeating legends such as Big Show, Randy Orton, and of course, Sheamus is also in the match. When the three are dominating the main roster, they mostly defeated those babyfaces who actually are most famous with, especially when the three defeated them, they elevate their status. So they have feuds left and right with a lot of tag teams, with a lot of matches in the WWE, which later, Ambrose won the United States title and Rollins and Reigns with their tag team championships. Ambrose, even though he was still part of the Shield and as the United States champion, since the Shield has different feuds, Ambrose rarely defended the title, which, yes, he has 300 plus days or 200 plus days of being the United States champion. During his matches, he defended it, I think, with Kofi Kingston and a lot of mid-carders, and losing it to Sheamus in that battle royal, which the Authority made Ambrose defend the title in the 20-man battle royal, which was won by Sheamus in 2014. So, the Shield in 2013, they were unstoppable heels. They were doing their deed and later joined the Authority. But they later had teases to have actually had sparks within the group, like they're actually fighting, but the tease, it didn't come true in the first part of 2014. And then, yeah, they feuded with the Wyatts, and yeah, they fought. I think the Wyatts won that match, and then they squash Kane and the New Age Outlaws at WrestleMania 30, which later they feuded with the New Evolution, minus Ric Flair, with Randy Orton, Batista, and the COO Triple H. When they are feuding, Batista quit. When Batista quit to go on Hollywood, Seth Rollins betrayed the Shield. And during those times, the Shield were babyfaces when they assaulted Kane on March. So the Shield had this short face turn as a group, face run, but Seth Rollins turned heel and then the two continued their face run, Ambrose and Reigns. Reigns, he was positioned to be on the main event of the WWE, and Dean Ambrose, he was actually feuding with Seth Rollins and actually fighting with the mid-carders also during this time, and if not, he was involved in the Authority stuff. Fast forward, Ambrose mostly lose his matches with Seth Rollins in 2014. And then yeah, he feuded with Bray Wyatt. In 2015, he was there and then later on was inserted in the Intercontinental Championships ladder match, which he also lost. Later on in that year, Ambrose feuded again with Seth Rollins, who was the new WWE champion. Which, yeah, Ambrose during this time, he was still losing to Seth Rollins. And then later on, Ambrose challenged for the title in a tournament which he lost. But he also win some feuds here and then. And then I think in 2015, well, he won his Intercontinental Championship in almost end of the year when he defeated Kevin Owens. And he had this Intercontinental Championship reign that lasted, I think, till February or March of 2016. And then he dropped the title back to Kevin Owens. And then Ambrose, he was in the WWE still and doing his stuff. Well, in WrestleMania 32, I'm not sure if he is there or is not there. So fast forward while Ambrose is feuding with most of the mid-carders or heels in there. And then later on, he found success in Money in the Bank. I apologize, I forgot about his match with Brock Lesnar. Well, because mostly that match was full of suplexes, but the hype between the weapons during the build-up and most of them were not shown in that match. So yeah, the match is overhyped and then the match is like that. So Money in the Bank, Dean Ambrose wins the briefcase and then later on cashes in on Seth Rollins. And then they had this Shield triple threat, which Ambrose later was drafted on SmackDown because SmackDown is the land of opportunity, and him as champion, he defended it against Dolph Ziggler, and then later on feuded with Styles, which he dropped his title to Styles, and then he was back on the championship hunt, which he was, well, he eventually failed. And then in 2017, well, he was there again, and he was feuding for the Intercontinental Championship later on, which he won the title, and then I think the title was drafted to Raw in this year also. And then Ambrose, I think he was back again on Raw, feuding with The Miz, continuing the rivalry, and then later on, while he dropped the title, and then he was joined later by the new babyface Seth Rollins, which they won the tag team championships in this year. I'm not sure if it is 2017 or 2018, which they won the tag team championships and they used to do their stuff on the tag team division. While Reigns is actually challenging for the title, which this year he failed a lot of things. Fast forward to 2018, while Ambrose, I think in 2017, got injured and then he was out for a long few months, which in 2018 he returned still as a babyface. When he was still a babyface, while he was inserted in Rollins' feud against Ziggler, and then the Shield did their stuff with their feud with Braun Strowman, Dolph Ziggler, and then, well, I think the other one was Drew McIntyre. And then, yeah, well, Ambrose turned heel, and then when he turned, well, it was one of the biggest turn because during that night, Roman Reigns announces leukemia thing, which the real life events for Roman Reigns, the person, not the character, which he was out. And then Ambrose continued this heel turn, removing his shield vest, feuding with Seth Rollins, which later, well, he was actually a heel, he won the IC title, and then after that, well, the heel turn, well, it was later confusing during this heel turn because I think they don't know how to do with Ambrose's turn. And then later on, well, in some of his podcasts after he left WWE, he felt that this heel turn makes him like completely not so good of a character. And then yeah, the heel turn in this 2018 to 2019, well, it actually has a short run because when Reigns returned, he just turned face, and then they had few matches as the Shield, and then Dean Ambrose was losing matches on Monday Night Raw. While to leave WWE, well, some of the people when they're leaving a company, they put over other stars in just to make them more credible, if you're leaving, it's a good choice that you are putting over a lot of talent. Especially in Ambrose's case, while he is unhappy now, and when he is putting over talents, well, at least he elevate them and then he is on his way out. Which at first, it came as rumor, and then later on it was actually true, and then some of the fans were actually shocked that he left. And then some of his podcasts after WWE, he explained his frustrations. Well, a lot of people actually has creative problems with the WWE, such as Matt Hardy, CM Punk, I think, in his health issues, guys like Dean Ambrose also. And yeah, though later on he debuted in AEW back as his character as John Moxley, and then he goes to NJPW. So we won't talk about that because we're going to talk about his WWE run on the main roster. So what character do I like about Ambrose? And that is being a babyface. Not his prior 2016 after winning the championship, but before. I think in 2014 up to 2015 one and the half of 2016. Why? Because when he was actually the one who is doing a lot of stuff to make his opponents scared of him, and when he is the one who's chasing the championship, and instead of being the champion, well, he makes the champion life miserable. Like, he's chasing him, he's making him pay for all of his sins. Like for Seth Rollins, for example, when he was Mr. Money in the Bank, he does things, he attacks Seth Rollins, he makes these segments which are memorable at its own right. While he did this ice bucket thing with Seth Rollins in 2014, he made this ice cream cart, hot dog cart, to the ring, and then he actually got the tongs and then put on the private part of a superstar. I'm not sure who, but he did it. And then yeah, he was chasing Seth Rollins for all year long. Like, even though the rivalry is on and off, when the two are actually fighting for a feud, well, you will know Ambrose's intensity when it comes to heel Rollins and then fighting him when he was the one who is the heel, especially in the 2018 feud. Well, I think he lacks character and the edge compared to him being the babyface and then chasing Seth Rollins. When the roles was reversed, his heel turn, well, even though he made a lot of stuff, entertaining stuff, it's not as much memorable as his babyface turn in 2014 when he was actually making Seth Rollins suffer for all of his sins for betraying the Shield. So that's it for today's video, and I hope you all like it. Please do like, share, subscribe, comment down below, and also check all of my other videos on the play cards, and also check my Wrestling Titan runs, what ifs, wrestling topics, heel versus face series. Thank you for watching, and this is Mikeratto. Peace.